What is the largest animal on Earth? Blue whale. All of us probably answered this question in unison when we were asked in 3rd grade. Years later, more complicated questions arise, and I find myself thinking more and more about those mystical creatures. More magnificent than any other beast, boasting a body weight equivalent to 15 school buses, whales stand tall. Why are there no land animals as heavy as whales? The heaviest animal on land is an elephant. To put this in perspective, one blue whale is equivalent to about 25 adult elephants. That may be surprising to many people and make us wonder why land animals can't seem to get that heavy. In simple words, it's because of gravity. Gravity curbs the height of most things, or else creatures would simply collapse in on themselves. In the case of animals with an excessive mass, their skeletal system will be unable to support their weight, and their movement would be greatly restricted if they were heavier. So in that case, why do whales get a pass? Because whales live in water. The buoyancy provided by water compensates for the pull of gravity and allows whales to behave normally and thrive. Why should we stay away from dead whales? As we can see, whales are humongous, so just imagine their carcasses. When washed ashore, they certainly attract attention and inspection. Let's imagine for the sake of this article that we're best friends and we've just arrived at the beach for a vacation. Down at the shore, believe it or not, is a washed up whale, the biggest creature on Earth. Both of us anxiously take out our iPhones to capture this phenomenal sight. However, as we get closer and closer for a good photograph, we would be wise to proceed with caution as whale carcasses are unpredictable. Basically, as the blood circulation and respiration stops in a dead whale, it leads to the decomposition of cells and tissues by the microbes already present in the body, which leads to the further proliferation of bacteria. This process produces pungent gases like methane, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen, increasing the pressure inside the carcass, which in turn leads to the cadaver swelling up like a massive dead balloon. Now, under normal circumstances, these gases would make their way out through the orifices such as the mouth or anus. However, it is believed that the whale's sheer body weight seals all the orifices, leaving no way for the gas to escape. Finally, let's not forget about the whale's blubber, which also plays a role. The thick fat under the whale's skin makes matters even worse. Blubber isn't porous and makes it nearly impossible for the gases to escape. The gases bloat the carcass more and more, and eventually, once the threshold of pressure is passed, whoosh, an explosive rupture, blasting chunks of flesh into the atmosphere at a speed of 70 kilometers per hour. Over 50 meters takes place. In fact, it can even be deadly. Why isn't a dead gorilla as dangerous as a dead whale? This process of filling up gas can happen to all creatures, but size has a role to play in this. The larger the creature, the more the gas is released inside its body, so more pressure builds up, meaning there is a better chance of a whale exploding than a gorilla. Just for comparison, a whale weighs about 300 to 1,000 times more than a gorilla. If whales are so heavy, why don't they sink? Whales generally roam in deep waters due to their cold temperatures and high hydrostatic pressures, but sometimes changes in tides, melting icebergs, and dynamic food sources make whales relocate and wander off trajectory. When a whale dies and sinks, typically known as a whale fall, a complex, localized ecosystem builds up around it. First, the sharks cut the whale into pieces to feed. Then, the skeletal system serves as a food source for ossidax, a bone-eating genus of worms that secrete acids on the bones, thereby dissolving the fats and proteins. There are hundreds of different creatures, crabs, bacteria, shrimp, fish, worms, that benefit from the carcass of a dead whale at the bottom of the ocean. Believe it or not, this decomposition process can last for more than 3 decades. Given that many whales are found washed up on shore, their floating can be attributed to the compositional gases that form in the carcass and their gigantic lungs filled with air. These factors make the whale buoyant and keep them floating even after death. So, if you ever come across a dead whale on the beach, it is best to keep your distance, as you never know what kind of pressure the carcass might be under or whether the massive beast is close to bursting.